Is Academic Agent correct about sports? The claim by Academic Agent is that athletic competitions are an aristocracy of talent. This is a persuasive argument on its face, and logically, one might expect it is true. It would seem like common sense that in such a competitive field as sports, you would be forced to always focus on the best of the best, allowing the cream to rise to the top. I'm going to examine this theory. I will focus specifically on the English Premier League, which Mr. Agent references as a primary influence in his meritocratic opinion. In this video, I will examine whether this convincing notion that merit, such merit, rules the day, and to what degree sports leagues and the EPL specifically are determined by the cream of the crop. Now, first off, I think measuring success is self-evident. Unlike most American sports leagues, association football doesn't rely on a playoff system to determine the champion. Best record in the season takes it all. On a side note, there are special tournaments that run in European football. These tourneys are more comparable to a postseason playoff in American sports. Now, my second point, and harder one to agree, will be how I measure merit. I eliminated personal rewards due to subjectivity, biases, and the problems with voting for a most valuable player or player of the month. I ended up deciding the best measure is going to be better players make more money. If talent is measured by how much money a player makes per year, then teams which pay more money for their players should have more talent. With this metric in mind, I gathered data from over the past decade of the Premier League and compared team salaries with team results. Immediately, it stood out to me that only one team took home the championship the same year they had the highest salary: Manchester City 2023-24. And then, over the past 10 years, only half of the champions were in the top 3 overall highest paid teams. Consistently, Chelsea, Arsenal, and Manchester United were amongst the highest team salaries with very little overall success. Remarkably, in 2015-16, Leicester won the league in spite of the fact they had the 5th lowest payroll at £38 million. There were also 3 seasons that a team in the complete bottom 3 overall payroll finished high enough in the standings to qualify for European tournaments. Perhaps the money and talent can't guarantee success, but it will grant you a minimum return. No team in the top 10 team salaries were relegated. But in 2021-22, Leicester City had the 11th highest payroll and they were relegated. In 2024-25, Tottenham Hotspur had the 7th highest payroll, £121 million, and finished 4th from the bottom, barely avoiding relegation. In that same year, Manchester United were the 3rd highest payroll, and we finished 6th from the bottom. Now, I want to go back to European tournaments. In the last decade, the Premier League only won the Champions League 3 times. The EPL has far and away the most money spent on players, and they cast the widest net in terms of international talent. Salary spending of the leagues usually goes something like number 1 is Premier League of England, then La Liga, Spain, Serie A, Italy, Bundesliga, Germany, Ligue 1, France, etc. So it would seem there is something more than just talent that is required to win these prestigious international tournaments too. Now, just to broaden my outlook as well, I looked into a few other professional sports leagues that feature international player pools, the National Hockey League and Major League Baseball, and there was no clear correlation of team salaries leading to triumph there either. Given what I've seen so far, it's seeming less likely that sports are entirely meritocratic. So what could it be? In his original video, AA said that merit is better than a Bolshevik system that demands ideological adherence or belief in a certain system. I think the results show the opposite. Professional sports is one of the few places in the modern world with an acceptable dictatorship. Managers are overlords granted absolute executive control over their team. A group of players that fall into complete ideological adherence to the managers achieve greater results than the sum of their parts. In the Premier League, you have one gaffer who exemplifies this in the last decade because he won 6 championships. Pep Guardiola. It's surprising that AA didn't consider this given his appreciation of Jose Mourinho. Within sports, while player talent is clearly important, it seems less important than cohesion, strategy, and a unified goal. Rather than focusing on Arsenal signing foreign players, maybe it was the power of Arsene Wenger using his Norman brothers to invade the English Football League. This is just my alternative explanation. Perhaps at another time I'll ask some Asian quants, given their superiority, to analyze the data more thoroughly. Ultimately, when you consider whether sporting is an aristocracy of talent, you have to say no. I'm sure there's plenty more to examine here, especially salary cap leagues. Feel free to leave a comment to agree or disagree on any points or topics. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm getting out of here.